Kaimonogatari. Oddities, oddities, oddities. Gods are everywhere. They are everywhere and nowhere. Mimi Oshino. Hey everybody, it's Pax. Today I'm going to be starting the Kaimonogatari campaign by Sushi Toast or Makima. I'm also going to be playing with some of the custom investigators that this campaign comes with, because it does recommend that you play with some of the custom investigators. You can play with the normal Arkham investigators. You don't have to, but I'm going to because they didn't seem like too crazy. They seemed pretty cool. I like their abilities. I really like the design of the survivor I'll be playing. So I figured I'd give it a go. There's a couple of small rules. There's a new effect called Linked, and it basically makes an asset's health and sanity pool be an extension of your pool. So direct damage and horror can be assigned to it. You can heal them as if that damage and horror was on your card, and trauma can be assigned them at the start of the game. Furthermore, there's a new enemy keyword called ambush. When they spawn, when they spawn and engage you, you have to immediately take a basic fight or evade. If you've passed, then you either hit them or you evade them. Just a basic. You don't get to use any. Right here it says you cannot play an event or trigger an ability on a card with a fight or evade action designator on it. But if you fail, they immediately attack you. So it's kind of like a little extra punisher. There's also a specific encounter set that's kind of set off to the side that you can add additional ones in every scenario to increase the difficulty a bit. Now, I'm just going to stick with whatever the scenario says. I don't want to increase the difficulty on myself for a blind play. As blind as this is, I have played the scenario once because I got a ton of rules wrong. And I got some clarifications from the designer on a couple things, so we're going to go ahead. Campaign setup. I've already chosen my investigators. I'll go talk about them in a second. Assembling the decks, talk about them in a separate video, which I'll link down below to go through a couple of the deck choices. Choose difficulties can be standard. Assemble a campaign chaos bag. Have you already done that? Yep. 14. Notably, this standard bag. +1, 0, 0, -1, -2, -2, -3, -3, -4. So the number spread's a little different. It's a little bit harder. 2 -3s. I think it's missing a -1 compared to most normal standard bags, and it might be missing another token as well. I'm not certain on that, but 2 skulls, occultist, an elder thing. A chaos fail, like a fail token, and an elder sign. That's what I was trying to say. And we'll go take a look at our investigators really quickly before we get started. I'm just going to read the investigators really quickly. I'll pop them up on the screen here. Shinobu Oshino. She has a marked stat line, and she has 5/5 health. Ally assets she controls gain linked, which is that ability I had mentioned earlier about them basically being an extension of your health pool. Reaction after you defeat an enemy, eat its remains, heal 1 damage. And then the Elder Sign effect lets you resolve that again if the test defeats an enemy. And then on her backside, she is getting Guardian 0 to 5 and up to 10 cards of the chosen trait, which is Spirit. And she starts with Koyomi in play. And he just heals when you, or you draw a card when he heals him. And if he gets defeated, you remove all of his damage and flip him over to this weakness, -3, and a double action to flip him back with 2 damage on him. So that's kind of her thing. She comes with a signature sword, and her signature weakness instantly flips this guy over. So she's pretty cool. Over here is Hitagi Senjugahara. Her shtick is cards that have effects when you discard them. So she's a 3/4/2/2. She's missing 1 stat of the normal 12 stats. And she is 7/7. She's an action, which is draw. Either draw a card or choose and discard a card from your hand, and you may take an additional action during your turn, which can only be used to draw. As an Elder Sign effect, you may choose and discard a card from your hand to automatically succeed instead. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, she has some custom cards that I go over in the deck building video that can only be played as they're being discarded, basically. So that's kind of her shtick. I've already set the scenario up, and I guess we'll just get right into the prologue. You receive a call from Mimiyoshino nearly 10 years after the strange oddities that you have seen and experienced from that town. You hear his usual stoic voice once more. At certain points during the campaign, such as this sidebar, you are prompted to read your story card. Any effects that you have chosen applies immediately. If you've chosen other investigators, read this section. Well, we haven't. Scenario 1. Whoops. Modorimonogatari. You step off the plane in Chubu Centrair International Airport, Nagoya, Japan. From here, it takes a 2-hour bus ride to the unnamed town that Mimiyoshino wants you to investigate. He gives you 2 starting places of interest, the burnt-down building in the center of town, and Tamakura Apartments at the edge of town. By the time you reach the bus stop on the outskirts, it is already late into the afternoon, and the sun is starting to set. The evening sun stains the landscape a warm orange. Peaceful as it seems, you're filled with an unusual anxiety. Peering over the horizon, a thick fog appears to have settled over the town. As you enter the main street, you start to feel increasingly uneasy, as the unnamed place gradually turns out to be more bizarre than you had expected. No one is around, the streets are completely barren, and cars are absent from the roads. You walk through the thick fog in complete silence. Eventually, you come across the ruins of a building, completely burned down. Unsure of what your goal is, it might be worthy to start your investigation here. So, we've got a couple of the custom encounter sets. We've got locked doors and chilling cold, so those will be ones to watch out for. We do find an enemy from that set-aside pile, which is this one. She's a victory enemy. She seems pretty nasty. We have a little scheme deck that gets set aside. We've got a couple of things over here that all got set aside. And then we randomly selected locations along here from amongst a pile of them. And then there are, where is it? Each investigator begins play at the Aiku Cram School, and Hitagi Senjugahara begins at the Tamakura Apartments instead. So we're here and here. A little bit of distance between them. And we'll just go to those locations really quick. Oh no, we'll do our opening hands is what we'll do. Oh, I didn't shuffle that before I drew it. That's fine. Safeguard seems good. Don't really need overpowers. She has base 5. Vicious Blow seems useful to have early. Yep. Cool. And then over here, I'll just do a shuffle before I forgot to do the hands. There you go. It's a custom basic weakness. When your turn begins, you must either lose 2 resources or discard an asset you control, and a double action to discard this. But I obviously don't have to start with that in my hand. Winging it's really useful to have. It's very good with her ability. This is a really good hand, but it's not letting me get assets in play, which is a bummer. So I'm going to get rid of those all, and I'm going to keep the winging it, because that's just a really good investigation option. Oh dear. There's her weakness, a 2/3/2 with ambush. So that's kind of a nasty one. Alright, well, we'll have to rely on our draw action, I guess, to get us where we need. Okay. Just shuffle that as well. We'll read the locations that we're at. The Tamakura Apartments. The rent here costs approximately 30 to 40,000 yen per month. This includes maintenance fees, neighborhood dues, and utilities. 5 Shroud 0. If you're Hitagi Senjugahara, draw 3 cards. Resign. It's too dangerous to be out there. The walls of the apartments are covered in strange glyphs and talismans. And up here, we've got Shinobu at the Aiku Cram School. Formerly a cram school, it was abandoned for a while before an unexplained fire burnt the building to the ground. 2 Shroud, 1 per investigator clues. If you are a character that's not in this game, gain 5 resources, and then test 3 agility to survey the ruins. If you succeed, discover 1 clue. So I guess you can investigate here with your feet instead of your brains. But +1 difficulty. It's as if the fire burnt out not that long ago. Victory 1. Okay, and we'll read the act and agenda and act, and then we'll get going. Being watched. The town is unusually deserted, but still you feel the prying gaze of someone or something watching your every move. You feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand as you proceed into the town. Each street location gets +1 shroud, and I need to not forget that. Act 1, Ghost Town. You have finally reached the unnamed town Mimiyoshino has requested you to visit. A strange, thick fog has enveloped the surroundings, and the residents are nowhere to be seen. 4 clues per investigator to advance. The scenario card has -X is the number of resources on Kuchisaki Onna, which is currently 0 because they're not in play. And occultist of -2. If you fail by 1 or more, place one of your clues on your location, which is a pretty nasty one. Oh, I did copy it down here. That's good. Great, great, great. Okay. So, I think first things first, I'm going to start with her, and we'll take this draw action here to get a bit of our deck out of the way. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 cards. The immiseration comes into play. So I'm not going to play anything this turn. I'm not going to play anything this turn. I'll scoot over to the Noetsu High School entrance. Noetsu High is considered a prep school with reasonably high standards. A 4 shroud, 2 clue location. If you are a character not in this game, discover 1 clue. Parlay, test 4 to speak with the guard by the entrance. If you succeed, choose and discard a non-weakness treachery that is not attached to an elite enemy from play. Group limit once per round. It is late and the school gate is closed. No students seem to be around. Victory 1. Okay. So we have a couple of options. We could try to investigate and fail by exactly 2, or fail by 1 or 2 and get it from Look What I Found. And, whoops. I think that's what we're probably going to try to do. Yeah. So we're going to investigate. It's kind of a tricky one because I need to get rid of this as well. Yeah, but I think we're going to do the investigate 4 against 4. And I think we'll even play the Burning the Midnight Oil to get 2 resources. Because we want to get her into play. She's a pretty good ally here. Linked, +1 willpower. When you would fail a skill test, exhaust her and discard 2 cards from your hand, you get +2 skill value for this test. So she's kind of lucky on a stick that lets me shove my wingings away and stuff like that. So we'll Burning the Midnight Oil to investigate. We're 4 against 4. Let's see what we get. -4. So we don't get to play Look What I Found. But that's alright. Last action, I think that she's going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going to draw a card with her last action. An old keyring. Would have been nice to draw that first, I guess. But that's alright. So that's her. Shinobu over here, I think, is going to go catch up with her because I don't think that she does a lot of useful things on the gathering clues front right now. She didn't get any of her clue tech, so she'll move 1 location. The streets hold an eerie silence, and the fog fills your entire vision as you walk through it. The southeast residential area. If you do not succeed by at least 2 or more during an investigation attempt at this location, you must either discard 2 resources or discard an asset you control. Victory 1. Well, hopefully she'll be succeeding by 2 or more there. We're going to go catch up with her fully, and we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Play an automatic. And that'll be that turn. So we both ready. Stand together. There we go. Oh, right. When your turn ends, she lost 2 resources. I forgot that was a turn ends effect. Oh, and she gets the fire axe. That'll be nice. She'll be a little more self-sufficient. I don't think I shuffled that, so I'll just shuffle that really quick. 1 doom on the agenda out of 3. And we start down here with encounter cards. Moku Ren. Test 2. This test gets +1 difficulty for each Yukai enemy at your location to a maximum of 3 enemies. If you fail, take 2 horror. Oof. Well, she's 1 up right now. I don't really see committing any of this as making sense. The Safeguard needs to go in play. The Stand Together's... She has a lot of expensive stuff in her deck. You know, she's got quite a few weapons, so she needs that money. So we'll just be testing this one up. Alright, pass. And then over here we get Obscuring Fog to give this 6 Shroud. Yuck! Well, I think it's pretty obvious what I'm going to be doing over here. She's going to play a Stand Together for 2 resources and 2 resources. And then she's going to, she's going to clear the Immiseration for Hitagi. So that'll be her. Over on this side of the board, what are we going to do? I think we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4 play Ogu Oshino. We're going to 1 play the old keyring. We're going to investigate this location 4 against 4 using the old keyring. Yep, 4 against 4 with the old keyring. 0, okay, well, I may as well discard my winging it to automatically succeed. I don't think there's any sense in not doing that. It's not really useful in my hand. Oh no, it's useful because then I can use it on Oigo of one of my 2 cards to discard. So I do use up an old keyring and get a clue, but that does remove the Obscuring Fog. And last action, she's going to take another card draw. Live and learn. Nice. Okay. So that's them. Ready. Upkeep. A flashlight over here. This is one of those new cards. It's Liquid Memories. So this is the template they take. It says Introspection. It's a 1-cost event. Cannot be played or committed from your hand. You may take an additional action during your turn. After you discard Liquid Memories from your hand during your turn, play it. So they all have that same kind of layout, where after you've discarded it, you are allowed to play it. But you also have a maximum of 1 introspection ability per discard. So I'm going to bundle these 2 together because when I use this Oshino, the Enigmatic Accomplice, I want to discard both of them because I can only trigger 1 introspection per discarding event. Okay. 2 out of 3 Doom. A draw over here is Red Herring. Test 3 Intellect. For each point you fail by, you must either place one of your clues on your location, take 1 horror, or lose 1 action. If you're at a street location, you must resolve one of the above options as much as possible before choosing another option. We do have a lot of icons that can go into this, but I kind of think I can just tank losing some actions right now. I don't think that's a big deal. So we're just going to tank losing some actions. -2, so we have to take all 3. So we'll take 1 horror, we'll lose 2 actions. Because there's not a whole lot we're doing right now anyways, we're just going to play the Safeguard on this turn. And then over here with Hitagi, she's going to draw a Crypt Chill. Testing 3 against 4. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. Well, I think she's just going to go ahead and take that. -2. So she definitely fails, and she'll be getting rid of the old keyring. Okay. Shinobu is going to play Safeguard. That's that. Let's see what Hitagi is going to do. Hitagi is going to play a Fire Axe, I believe. First action. How is she going to get this last clue is the question. She's going to do an investigate of 4 against 4. I've got a bunch of options for getting it back. 4 against 4. -0. So we get that last clue. We're going to play a Crack the Case, which is going to give us 4 resources to spread out. I think we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. How much? No, I'm going to do even. Yeah, we're going to do it even. I think she's going to go up, and I don't think that Shinobu is going to come with her because I've seen what happens next, and it's not fun. So she's going to move up, but this will be more useful later. And last action, she's going to draw a card. Okay. We both ready? Upkeep. Upkeep. Oh, here's her signature weapon, the Kaimonogatari replica, the Oddity Slayer. 5-cost asset, exceptional. It has a an ability which allows it to... She takes 2 damage and exhausts it to take an additional action during her turn, which can only be used to trigger the action below. And the action is fight. You get +1 and deal 1 damage. +1 damage for this attack, double-handed. So, you might see why I decided to choose some extra weapons. It's good, but it's not amazing. And it's expensive. So, I figured having some redundancy would go a long way. So we'll be at 3 out of 3 Doom, which is going to clear the agenda, and we'll see what we get. The feeling of being watched grows intensively stronger, and you can see the figure of someone standing in your peripheral vision, even though there's no one there. The anxiety of something fills your mind. Shuffle the set-aside Scheme Treachery pile into the encounter deck, along with the encounter discard pile. Spawn the set-aside Kuchisaka Onna at Namashiro Park and place 1 resource on her. She's a 4/2/4 hunter. Parlay, test intellect X to trick her. If you succeed, automatically evade her. X is the number of resources on Kuchisaki Onna. Forced when Kuchisaki Onna would be defeated, instead heal all damage from her, disengage her from each investigator, and exhaust her. And finally, spawn each delegate enemy at Noetsu Private High entrance. So this is the delegate enemy that spawns. And, oh, surprise, surprise, I wanted her to spawn on me. She's a 3/5/4 hunter with retaliate, human delegate Yukai elite. An action to discard an ally asset you control, a parlayer, you automatically evade her and she heals 2 damage. And a forced ability, when she deals damage to you, heal 1 damage from Futakuchi Onna. Diet. As a normal person, only twice as much. Cool art. I like that. The art over here is pretty creepy too. That big slit-mouthed woman. Yuck. Okay, so that's the flipping of the agenda. And then now, I'll just shuffle that for good measure. We get the Kaimachi. Kaimaitachi. Alright, sure. After it engages you, choose and discard a card from your hand if you cannot take a damage. So let's discard the flashlight, because I think that her clue getting capacity is not... She's going to be doing fine. And you get an obscuring fog again. So this is now a 4-shroud location due to this up here. So we're probably going to have to eat this discard 2 resources or discard an asset you control effect at least once. But let's go with Shinobu first to make sure that we are accomplishing what we need to over here. We're going to take a fight action against the Futakuchi Onna with a vicious blow committed. So we'll be at 7 against 3. That'll be action 1. -3 is successful. 3 damage in total. Take another fight action with the 45. Be 6 against 3 this time. Ooh, the auto fail. Alright, it's fine. And then last action, 6 against 3 again. 0. Awesome. So we deal enough damage to kill her. We're going to play a glory when we kill her to draw 2 cards. Tetsuo and Episode. Episode is a linked ally, but all my allies are linked. That's fine. 4 cost, 3 health, with an ability that says discard Episode. Choose a non-elite enemy with 3 or fewer health remaining at your location or a connecting location. Defeat the chosen enemy. Forced at the end of the round, you must either discard Episode or deal 1 direct damage to him. So you basically have a timer, but he can kill someone in the meantime. So that's pretty cool. I like that. When we kill him, technically we get to heal a damage, but, you know, we don't have any damage on us yet. Awesome. Okay, so that's her. Over here, we're going to try to get all the clues off of this bad boy, which is currently a 4-shroud location. So, I think that we're going to just do a basic investigate and try to look what I found. So we're going to do a basic investigate, 4 against 4. Yeah. 0. Okay, so I do get 1 clue. This discards, and if I do not succeed by at least 2 or more, I discard 2 resources or discard an asset I control, so 1, 2. Nope. Ah, where'd that go? There it is. Now it's a 2-shroud location, so I'm 2 up on it. Yeah, okay, we'll investigate again. 2 up. -1. So we do succeed, but we're not 2 up. So we have to discard 2 resources again. We're not going to play the crack the case on that, obviously. Let's see. Now what? Let's discard this Liquid Memories for 1 resource with her ability and giving us an action back. And then we'll head to the Aiku Cram School. And then we will investigate here. 4 against 2. Let's do 3 against 2 with a resourceful. I'm probably just going to take the key ring back or the Liquid Memories right back. Okay. So let's take the Liquid Memories back, I think. The action's pretty useful. And then we'll get a clue from here. Cool. Okay. So he's going to attack me for 1 damage, which is going to go on Koyami. And then we're going to have her hunt here. And then do upkeep. Another 45. Limitless Stationery. When you discard this card, you can gather a clue with your location. So hopefully during the encounter phase we get a treachery that lets us. Okay, so 1 out of 10 Doom. Over here we get Relentless Stalking. Test X. It's the number of resources on Kuchisake Onna. So test 1. If you fail by 1 or more, place 1 of your clues in your location. 2 or more, choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. 3 or more, Kuchisake Onna immediately attacks you, regardless of her location. So fortunately, we can only fail by 1 or more, and we don't have any clues. But we pass anyways. So, no harm, no foul. Over here, we get another Obscuring Fog. And so I think what's going to happen over here is she's going to probably use her ability to discard the Limitless Stationery and then crack the case when that last clue is grabbed. And then go like move, or something like that to get away from her hunting onto her. But we're going to start over here to make sure that she can actually get out from underneath this guy. So let's take a shot with the automatic. We're at 5, 6 against 3. Yep. Elder Sign. If this test results in defeating an enemy, resolve her ability in additional time. Well, unfortunately, we don't have 2 damage on us. But that's cool. So we get to kill him. And we'll use her ability to heal the damage off Koyami. And he will tap to draw us a card. Okay, we've got another episode. That's cool. So the gun's all done. I think that means I'm just going to play the Kokowatari. It's kind of tempting to want to get the other 45 out and Tetsuo a bit sooner, but we'll play over the 45 with the Kokowatari and just say we have a nice permanent weapon in play now. And we're going to, like I said, try to meet up with her up here in the southwest residential area. What is this? 3 Shroud. Action, take a direct horror to discover a clue at this location. Okay, well, that's probably not happening. We're going to discard our limitless stationery for 1 resource to discover a clue at the location. Boom. And we'll crack the case to 1, 2, 3, 4 resources. Take a double move to go move. And then finally, we will investigate here 4 against 3. +1 for a clue. Cool. Kuchisaka Onna is going to hunt here. Please don't do that. Turn her snap off. Much better. Everyone will ready and upkeep. Another glory and a Madame. Sounds good. Madame is not super needed this game, but if Oogie, honestly, I'm so sorry. This is going to be another terrible campaign of me not knowing how to pronounce anything, just as bad as the Crown of Akil. If she dies, Madame can go into play. 2 out of 10 Doom. Down here for Shinobu. The Night Parade of 100 Demons. Move each non-elite Yukai enemy 1 location towards you. If no Yukai enemies are moved by this effect, discard Night Parade of 100 Demons, and it gains Surge. Well, thank God she's elite. That would have been a nasty thing to get put onto us. As an additional cost to initiate an investigate action, choose and discard a card from your hand. Yuck. I don't like that. So that just goes into play next to the agenda deck. I like to put those right here so I don't forget that they're in play during my turns. It doesn't always help. Ooh, Red Herring. Test 3. For each point you fail by, you must either place 1 of your clues in your location or take 1 horror and lose 1 action. And if we're at a street location, we must resolve 1 of the above options as much as possible before choosing another. So we're just going to be taking this. Thank God we have Oogie here, and we can discard 2 cards. So we're testing 4 against 3. -2. Okay, so we're going to use... we don't want to drop 1 of our clues if we fail. So we're going to discard the Winging It and the Liquid Memories. We're going to pay 1 to get an action for this turn from the Liquid Memories. And we'll be getting +2 to the skill test so that we pass it. Okay. So, next, I think what we're just going to take a direct horror so that this is not an investigate. And then we're going to immediately advance the act. An unexpected call. I'll just zoom in on this. It appears that most of the residents have taken refuge in their homes, following a rumor that breathing in the thick fog is causing people to fall sick. All of a sudden, you feel a vibration in one of your pockets. In your pocket is a cell phone, though you don't recall purchasing one. You answer the call. Karen Araragi is on the other end of the line. She instructs you to come over to her house. You could sense a hint of anxiety from her voice before she hangs up. Put the set-aside Araragi residence into play. If Kuchisaki Onna is in play, put 1 resource on her. So we put the Araragi residence into play right there, which is connected like this. Then we'll read the act. Whatever the reason, you don't doubt that you're at a dead end. You decide to meet with Karen Araragi. Unfortunately, upon meeting the eponymous residence... Eponymous? Jeez, I don't think I've ever said that word out loud. The front door appears to be securely locked. Objective. When an investigator enters the Araragi residence, immediately advance. So the test here, the door leading to the Araragi residence is locked. You cannot move into the Araragi residence. Each connecting location gains action. Test 4 agility to climb up the parapet, or test 4 intellect to find and stack objects to climb up. If you succeed, reveal this location and move on to it. So we're going to be testing that. We're going to be testing 4 against 4. She's going to commit a look what I found, and he's going to commit Shinobu is going to commit a glory to be 8 against 4. Actually, no, we're going to hold on to the glory over here. Let's see, how do we want to do this? There's a live and learn that we can use if we fail. So we don't really need to be 4 up. But I'd also like to maintain some cards in hand, because we're getting a little low on cards in hand. I think what we'll do is we will commit the glory. No, we'll just do this. So 8 against 4. Yeah, -3. Okay. So if you succeed, reveal this location and move to it, which immediately advances. An empty house. You manage to enter the house and search it from top to bottom, but nobody is home. You then receive another call. On the other end, it is Karen Araragi, her voice exasperated. She claims that she is being followed by someone, hence she had to leave the house. She says she is heading to the abandoned shrine in the north before the line goes dead. As you exit the house, the fog seems to have gotten more dense. You can barely see a few feet ahead, as you feel as though someone is watching you from within the fog, its gaze piercing. Put the set-aside North Shirahebi Shrine into play. If Kuchisaki Onna is in play, place 1 resource on her. Now, the Fire Sister Part 2. A chill in your spine returns yet again. Whoever that was following Karen Araragi could potentially be following you too. At the end of the round, if an investigator is at North Shirahebi Shrine and there are no clues on it, advance. She'll have used Safeguard, to be clear, to go in with her. Excuse me. So these go to the discard. And now it's time for Eda to head up this way. So I guess she didn't really need to do that, but she'll move up 1 here, because we don't need to heal any damage or horror. To reveal this, it is a 4 Shroud, 2 clue location. Parlay, test 3 to speak to an elderly man sitting on the porch of his house. If you succeed, discover a clue at this location. Victory 1. We can't forget about this, so I think what we're going to do over here is we're going to draw a card with that. Ooh, look what I found. I think we're going to draw another card. Contemplation. This is another introspection, which just draws 2 cards when you discard it. Cool. Do we still have the winging it in here? We do, right? Winging it and committing this to it might get those 2 clues okay. Hard to say. So that's her turn. Over here with Shinobu, she's going to move up and follow her. And she's going to click for a credit, or a resource, I should say, and then play Tetsuo. And that'll be handy. Awesome. Okay. Kuchisaki Onna is going to move right there. We're both going to ready up. Upkeep and upkeep. Another limitless stationary, that'll be useful, and then this will get discarded at the end of the round. 3 out of 10 Doom. This is actually a 5 Shroud location. Good to remember. Locked door. Location with the most clues, right there. And you get a Phasic. Put a Phasic into your threat area if there's no other copy in your threat area. Otherwise, discard it and it gains Surge. You cannot parlay. When your turn ends, test 3. If you succeed, discard a Phasic. Okay. So I can't investigate here. I can get 1 clue with this limitless stationary, but I can't get the other one any other way at the moment. So we could try to break it down with Shinobu here. There's a lot of -3s in the bag right now, though, and that's going to be a tough ask. So we could try to come back for it later. I don't like to leave the VP on the board, but I might try to go do the objective sooner and then try to get the VP on the way out later. Hard to say. Hard to say. She probably still wants to at least try to break it down. She doesn't have any clues if she draws the cultist, so we'll try to break it down for 1 action. We'll try to break it down for another action. There we go. And then we'll take a resource. She has the safeguard to follow around if she needs to. So over here, what will we do? What will we do? We will, we don't have this action anymore. I think what we'll do is for one resource, we will play a Winging It from our discard pile. Testing 4 against 4. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll test 4 against 4. A 0. There we go. So we get the 2 clues. Not bad. This shuffles into the deck. Okay, that's a VP. We'll scoot up to the Nemishiro Park and bring her with us. The park appears to be very spatial, with multiple slides and other playground equipment spread throughout a large white area. 3 Shroud, 2 clue location. If you are a character not here, play on the swings, alright. If it is agenda 1 or 2, test 2 intellect to read the neighborhood map. If you succeed, each investigator treats the current agenda's printed text box as if it were blank. So these would have been losing Shroud if I'd have done that earlier. But that's not a huge, that hasn't been a huge ask. So I'm fine with that. Let's investigate here. We're 4 against 3. And we can play Look What I Found if we fail. +1. Awesome. So that's us. She's going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so she has to hunt there. We'll ready up. Upkeep. Upkeep, I said. A dodge. Nice. Oh, at the end of her turn, she's supposed to test 3 willpower there. We'll commit a no ego to this, I guess. 0. Okay, well, it's gone. And then an upkeep here. Ooh, Mariner's Compass. This is what I've been waiting for. Mariner's Compass is kind of the lifeblood of this deck. That's why I've been so rich. I've been expecting to pay 3 resources very often. But, I mean, with a 40-card deck, you don't get there that often. I did forget to go over her deck building when we started playing this, didn't I? She's a 35-card deck. 0 to 5 survivors, 10 0 to 2 insight cards is what she is. Yep. So that's kind of her main deck building. Okay. 4 out of 10 Doom. Another locked door. Good lord. That's alright. Crypt Chill. Let's see. Is there anything I want to commit to that? I don't think so. I think she just has to test 3 against 4, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. -3. Yeah, so we're going to be losing... Oh, wait, no, I'm 4 against 4. But it's still -3, which makes me lose. Let's, we've got her with us. No, the Fire Axe is so useful. We're going to have to say goodbye to Oogie. Yeah. As much as that sucks. So let's discard this Limitless Stationary and pay $1 to grab this clue. And then let's move in with the safeguard. After another investigator moves from your location to a next location, we're going to be moving with us. So she'll move in, revealing it. When the North Sheer Heavy Shrine is revealed, move Kuchisake Ono to this location. Oh no. So she's right on me. You cannot investigate here unless you have 4 more cards in your hand. So she's going to move with her. We're gonna do. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get her off of us for now? We could try the Parlay because there's no negative effect of the Parlay. So it's a Parlay 3. I'm 4 against 3. So we'll do a Parlay first. So we'll try first. -2. If you fail, place 1 or more of your clues on your location. Well, I do fail, but I'll play a Live and Learn to try it again. So I'm 6 against 3 this time. -2. So she's parlayed. And last action, I'm going to, whoops, let's not Do that too crazy. 1, 2, 3 for Mariner's Compass, so I can pick these clues up a little bit faster. That'll be her. Over here, over here we've got to figure some things out. What are we going to do? We can't play the flashlight. Can't play episode. I think we're just going to beat on her next turn to try and get her to be able to get all these clues. And then we just need to beeline it out of here when we're done, I think. That sounds right to me. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to draw a card and then take 2 resources in case we need to play episode, or a 45 if we have to lose cards. The reason I'm not drawing too much is because I don't want him to flip if I can avoid it. So that's her turn. We all ready? I'm going to get him to engage. I'm going to get Kuchisaki to engage Shinobu. And she's going to do upkeep and upkeep. A key ring and an overpower. Okay. 5 out of 10 doom. Each street location gets 1 shroud. Still, it's not a street. Let's see what we get. Night Parade of 100 demons. Well, there's no enemies in play. That was that one we'd seen before, so it gains surge. And the Mokuren. Testing 2. If you fail, take 2 horror. And I think I'm actually testing 3 now because she is a Yukai. So I'm testing 3. 3 against 2 horror. That's not too bad. I think I just test that. Yeah, I just test that. +1. Not bad at all. And then over here, we also get a Mokumoran. Which she's probably going to have to eat. Yeah, so 2 horror on her. We'll put 1 of it on Tetsuo. Never hurts. Let's start with Shinobu. She's going to attack with her Kokowatari, and we're going to commit an overpower to it. So we'll be 5, 6, 7, 8 against 4. Excellent. We hit for 2 damage, which exhausts her and puts her at the location like that. We'll draw a card from the overpower. Inspiring Presence, that's nice. We're pretty well out of stuff to do, so let's just take some shitty investigates. We'll be investigating 1 up, grabbing a clue, and we'll be investigating 1 up, doing nothing. Okay, over here, we're going to spend 2 for Madame Lebranche, investigate with the Mariner's Compass. Spending 1 resource to do so. To be 5 against 1. Successful, so we get 2 clues. And then finally, we'll use Madame to gain a resource. And we'll just do another investigate 4 against 1. Let's draw a card first with her ability. 4 against 1. 1 more clue. So just to reiterate, my objective right now is to have all the clues at this this location. So that was that turn. We ready? This is going to re-engage her. And we'll say upkeep, upkeep. Got a Perseverance. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem, but I do want to hold on to that more than I want a second copy of Episode, I believe. And a Take Heart over here, which has not been an issue. Failing tests has really not been an issue this game. 6 out of 10 Doom. Relentless Stalking, test 3. X is the number of resources on Kuchisaki Onna. All right, this is the big leagues. Let's commit a Perseverance to this, so that we're 2 up. Hey, look at that. 0. That gets discarded and that goes away. And over here we get a Red Herring. Testing 3. 4 against 3. For each point you fail by, you must either place a clue on your location, take a horror, or lose an action. We'll be testing 1 up. I think I will commit... Will I commit anything to this? I could commit the Take Heart and just say, hey, if I fail, at least I get some actions and cards. I think that's what I'll do. Sorry, cards and resources. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah. Okay, so -3. So I'm 4. -3 is 1 against 3. So I fail by 2. So I have to place a clue on the location, which is fine because I'm getting 2 location clues per 2 clues per investigate anyways with the Mariner's Compass. Oh, but I just gave myself 2 resources. Whoopsies. I'll have to play something else first. I'll have to play the Liquid Memories. And then I'll take a horror on and then take heart will trigger to give me 2 and 2. Oh, here's a new custom card as well. Post-Mortem Examination. Play only if an investigator has defeated a monster or humanoid enemy at your location this round. 2 cost, double intellect there. It says investigate, you get +X, where X is the printed health of the defeated enemy, +X intellect, to a maximum of +5. If you succeed, discover 1 additional clue at this location. That seemed kind of cute, more than anything, but I just wanted some more double intellect icons in case the mind over matters needed to be used to be self-sufficient, but that hasn't come up this game, so we're doing all right. What we're going to do is we're going to actually have her go first, and she's going to discard this Liquid Memories for a resource to get an action, and then she's going to use the Mariner's Compass to be 7 against 1 to grab both of these last clues. -3, so that's definitely successful. We pick up these last 2 clues. Whoops. And then, this is at the end of the round, if an investigator is at the North Shira Abbey Shrine and there are no clues on it, advance. So I think that we're going to have to, I guess we don't, oh yeah, we're not going to just leave it, right. Madame will give us a $1. I think she's going to leave, though, and she'll just stay behind. So she's going to move once. Whoops, wrong investigator. Move twice to this northeast residential area. Where's the clues? They didn't spawn. Which is a 4-shroud, 2-clue location, victory 1. Triple action, discover 1 clue at this location. You may take a damage to reduce this ability's action cost by 1. To a minimum of 1 action. Could she take 2 damage to just get 1 of those clues? She could. That wouldn't be a huge hardship. She could just try to pick it up with the Mariner's Compass to look what I found next turn, though. Which is probably what she's going to do. Let's, Let's take a resource. That way if an enemy spawns, at least we can fire axe them for the full amount. Yep. And then over here, Shinobu is going to attack the Kuchisaki Onna again. She's going to be 6 against 4. We'll commit the Inspiring Presence to be 7 against 4. Okay, -3, so it's a good thing we did that, and we'll heal a horror from Tetsuo. And that will defeat her. And then lastly, we shall kind of do what we have been doing, which is taking a bunch of money. Unfortunately, it's kind of all we can do because we need to stand here, and she doesn't really have anything else to play. So that's her. And that's her. Okay. So she readies and comes on to over here. Upkeep. Upkeep. Contemplations are kind of nice to get cards draw through the deck a little faster, but right now we don't need that. And at the end of the round, if an investigator is at the North Shira Abbey Shrine and there are no clues on it, advance. You find Karen Araragi unconscious, lying flat at the steps next to the Torii Gate. You need to bring her to safety. Choose any investigator at North Shira Abbey Shrine to take control of the set-aside Karen Araragi. Well, there's only the one investigator, so Karen Araragi is going to go into play here. You receive yet another call, this time from Mimio Shino. He instructs you to head to the Tamakura apartments. You should be safe there. Spend the night, and I'll call you in the morning. Place a resource on Uchisaki Onna, so she's at 4 resources now. Fortunately, the skull maxes out at -X. So I think Tetsuo just got shoved out of his ally slot, but we're getting a static +1 to our stat there, so I'm okay with that. Cool. Koyomi Araraga's sister. Hey, look at that. It's your sister, Koyomi. Cool. Okay. That's fine. And then now, head for safety. There's not much time left. The sun is about to set, and you wouldn't want to be running around in the dark being chased by something dangerous. Each scheme treachery gains peril. Objective: if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. So we're making a beeline back to the apartments. 7 out of 10 doom. Labyrinthine Streets. Attach it to your location. As an additional cost to leave, test 2 intellect. If you fail, you must either cancel the move or lose an action. Fuck. And you get aphasic. Cannot parlay. Okay, let's start with Shinobu, because she's kind of behind here. She's going to make an attack against her, which is currently 5, 6, 7 against 4. -2, so she is defeated and shoved up like that. We'll move out, which we need to test 2 intellect, so we'll just commit 1 to see if we can get out of here without having to spend an extra action on it. We can't, so we will spend an extra action to move out here. This is going to be really silly seeming, but we're actually going to move up here and then move again, bringing her with me with the safeguard. And then we're going to investigate this location with the Mariner's Compass, spending 1, 2, 3 to be 7 against 4. Yeah, 7 against 4. I think I'm okay with that. -1, so we get the 2 clues. And now we just need to get the hell out of here. Let's draw a card. Is there any sense in drawing a card? No, not really. Well, I have no money. Oh, yeah. Madame can boost me up $1. And I think I'll just end my turn. I'll forfeit this draw because she does have that enemy weakness in here, which I really I don't need to intentionally see, so I'm just not gonna. I can test 3 willpower, which I'm testing 0. Okay. That succeeds. Great. She readies. Get our upkeeps. Uh-oh. Koyomi. Princess Beauty. Remove all damage from Koyomi Araragi and flip him. If he's already flipped, take 1 horror and shuffle the Princess Beauty back into your deck. So I'm currently at -3, so I'm at 2, 3, 4 fight now. Double action to flip him. And he's an asset, so only Shinobu can do it. He's not... Yeah, because he's an asset. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Not my threat area. 8 out of 10 Doom. What did you draw? You drew a Perception. 8 out of 10 Doom. Ooh, a Noparabu. Aloof Hunter. So he spawns here. While 2 or more Noparabu are at the same location, each of them lose Aloof. If Noparabu is not aloof and would engage an investigator, it immediately attacks that investigator. I talked with the creator, Makima, about this, and I think she told me something like, this is intended for them to immediately attack you, like, as if it were the enemy phase, so they'd, like, exhaust in doing so. And the reason that I brought that up with her is because during one of my attempts of this scenario, 2 of them walked onto her, they engaged her and immediately attacked for 2 horror, and then they each attacked for 2 horror and killed her. And I was like, was that supposed to happen? That seems really brutal. But let's see what we get over here. Serpentine Streets. Alright. Not a big deal. I think it's just time for us to get the hell out of here now. So we're going to take a move. And we're going to use the safeguard to move with her. And we're going to move. And we're going to move. Actually, I think we're going to stay right there. No, we're gonna move and move. Yeah, it's move, move, move. Yeah, we're happy with that. She's just gonna exhaust. We're gonna be done with that. Shinobu is going to move. Nope. And she's just going to resign, I think. We can deal with a single enemy with a fire axe if we have to. She's going to resign. So she'll move there, hunter phase during the enemy phase. She'll hunt there during the enemy phase. We'll get an upkeep, which will get us another perception. We'll discard a contemplation because we don't really need the card draw right now. This will go away at the end of the round. 9 out of 10 Doom. And you'll draw what? A Kamaitachi. After it engages you, choose to discard a card from your hand. If you cannot, well, I can. Just get rid of that. Do I just want to like style on it and try and kill it before I resign? Kinda. Let's style on it with a fire axe just to say that we played this for a reason. 2 plus 6 against 3. Hell yeah. Get out of my face. And we resign. So that was pretty good. Happy with that. I guess this is where these clues all got dropped here, right? Technically. So we'll go check out our resolutions. If all investigators resigned before Act 4, read Resolution 2. Oh, wait. Haha, I did this wrong. If each undefeated investigator is resigned, advance. You reach the Temekura apartments, completely exhausted from your ordeal. If any investigator was in control of Karen Araragi when they resigned, R3. Okay, R3. This is why you always pay attention to what you're doing here. Whoops. Resolution 3. Each defeated investigator should resolve Resolution 1 first. Well, no one was defeated. You breathe a desperate sigh of relief and struggle to get your bearings. The walls of the apartment you're in seem to be covered in scores of talismans with complicated inscriptions on them. Not long after, you receive a call from Mimi Yoshino. You made it? All right, good. Mimi Yoshino sighs heavily. Right now, I'm just as much in the dark as you, and it's way worse than I expected. I hope Karen is there to explain what she's seen in that town. She's been helping me with investigating the new occurrences. She also set up that safe house you're standing in right now. Like clockwork, Karen Araragi leaps to her feet, readied in a fighting stance. Where is she? Karen yells. I'll kick her teeth in. You calm Karen down and tell her that you managed to save her from that woman. Ah, yes, I was supposed to meet with you guys, but I had a run-in with some creepy folk. I don't know what happened after. Everything went dark. In your campaign log, record that the investigators met with Karen Araragi. Any one investigator may choose to add Karen Araragi to their deck. This card does not count toward that investigator's deck size. And we each earn experience equal to the victory X value of cards in the victory display. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pretty good. 9's a happy result. I'll take 9. And then proceed to the interlude, which I think is, let's see if it's short. Alright, well, we'll just do a quick read of it. Interlude 1, 2 cities. Check the campaign log. If the investigators met with Karen Araragi, proceed to Karen's task. Otherwise, skip 2, the investigation continues. Karen's task. Karen Araragi glosses over her thoughts before beginning. Your friend, that kooky guy with the Hawaiian shirt, asked me and my sister for some help. Said that now with everyone in this town going their separate ways, he needs all the help he can get. Before he left, he told me to plaster up this apartment with these weird talismans. As soon as I finished with that task, the fog we saw earlier today started rolling into town. I've never seen anything like that happen before. Karen paces around the room as she continues. The Hawaiian shirt dude told me he needs the least amount of casualties, so he asked me to get the residents of town into their homes as quickly as possible. I spread a fake rumor that the fog is bad for health, which worked pretty well since the town folk are pretty susceptible to rumors. As I was doing that, some creepy woman with a surgical mask started following me around. She gave me the creeps. You ask Karen what had caused the fog. She shrugs. Last I remember, it was coming from the run-down shrine far north of Namishiro Park. You and her sit in a contemplative silence. Then her brows furrowed. You guys are pretty competent. I got a favor to ask. Karen Araragi tells you that her sister... Oh, fuck. Here we go. Tsukihi, I guess, Araragi, was instructed by Mimi Yoshino to handle Kyoto, since she was in the vicinity. I know that Hawaiian shirt man is going to ask you to head there, so I need your help to make sure she's safe. Just a bad feeling. In your campaign log, record that the investigators made a promise with Karen Araragi. The investigation continues. Mimi Yoshino continues to chat with you on the phone. My hands are full at the moment, so I need you to help me find my other contacts. Each investigator must add the cell phone asset to their deck. This card does not count towards that investigator's deck size. If there's only one investigator in the game, that investigator earns one additional experience as well. Oh, cool. Okay, well, we each get a cell phone, which I'll drag over here right to the decks in the discard piles. Nope, just one, please. And I'll take the other two and put them over here in the deck building piles that I'm using for my deck building videos. That'll work nice. Let's see what the cell phone does. 1 cost, asset, fast. When an investigator commits a skill card during a skill test at another location, exhaust cell phone. Commit exactly 1 card to that skill test. Convenient. Oh, cool. That's neat. Item occult. Cool. All right. And then finally, the investigators must decide. Choose one. You either go to Yozuru Kagenui, is currently in Tokyo, investigating an unusually massive oddity. She hasn't returned my calls, though that's her style, so I was hoping you would assist her, even if she doesn't need it. Take the morning bus to Tokyo City to find the oddity specialist, Yozuru Kagenui. Or, Tsuhiki Araragi is currently in Kyoto, investigating an unusually fast-moving oddity. Given the severity of what you experienced earlier, you might need to assist her. Take the morning bus to central Kyoto to find Karen's and Koyomi's sister, I just said it okay. Tsukihi Araragi. So I'm going to make this decision offline, I think. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's a pretty cool first scenario. Finally got through it without any, I hope not at least, massive rules errors. It's a bit hard to get some new player cards in your head at the same time that you're trying to figure out the scenario itself. So these might not be as blind of runs, given that fact. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you on either Toshi Monogatari or Inari Monogatari on the next episode.